Hi honeys, it's Michelle. If this is your first time here, welcome. I hope you enjoy. As you can see, I just rolled out of bed. To me, I think it's really fun to have these sunny Sunday videos. Hang out in my PJs in the mornings and drink coffee and talk to you. A little bit of girl talk. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them during my sunny Sunday morning part of the videos. Okay, so today's mug is my crazy cat lady mug. And here's the inside of it. Meow. My sister-in-law got this for me for Christmas one year. And obviously it's one of my favorite mugs. If you are new to this channel, I am a mug collector. Do you guys collect anything? I was just thinking about that, how I don't really collect anything, but that's not true. I collect vintage cookbooks, which I actually have a video coming out showing them. I collect postcards and pencils and magnets. Those are my the three souvenirs that I will buy. But that's it. I don't really buy other souvenirs. Although maybe I should start getting mugs since I'm in love with them. That would kind of make sense, right? I have a Hummel collection that was my grandma's. I also have my grandma's frog collection. She had a collection of little frog figurines in her kitchen. And so she actually gave that to me while she was still alive. I will probably add to that eventually. You can't have enough frogs in your life, right? Oh, I collect rosaries, which is funny because I'm not a religious person. It started with my mom giving me a box that had some things from her childhood in it, and one of the things in there was her rosary that she was given when she got First Communion. Over the years, I started getting rosaries from other people in my family. Now I have this collection of rosaries from quite a few family members. My mom has turned it into something fun. She is quite the world traveler, and she has made it a point to stop at an old Catholic church on every trip that she takes, and she'll get me a rosary and send it to me. So I have rosaries from all kinds of places, and it's really neat. So if you want to see the rosary collection, I would be happy to show you. Let me know. Maybe I'll just do one anyway, right? Just for fun. And then I also have the one I just filmed. I haven't edited it yet, which is a vintage cookbook collection. So apparently I do have collections, and I do in fact collect things. And I'm just wondering if you have collections, or if you do, what are they? Let me know, please. I'd love to hear it. I decided that what I want to do for this Sunny Sunday video this weekend is a video about how to be a patient person. I have been studying up on this a lot lately because I'm a spoiled brat. I want it now. I want what I want, and I want it now. I don't see anything wrong with that, but everybody else does. So I need to be more patient. I don't want people around me to have to deal with my impatience anymore. I thought, why not share it with you guys? And you might have more ideas on how to be patient that I haven't found or haven't thought of, which please let me know if you have, because I need some serious help with this one. This is probably, I've got flaws obviously, but this is probably my biggest one, is I am just so impatient. Oh, you guys, I am a real brat when it comes to patience. I lose it. Why not do a video on it? When I'm feeling impatient, I can watch it. I'm very excited. I have quite a few new videos coming up for you guys. My thing is, I am a Gemini. I am all over the place. I wouldn't be me if I just had one topic I was doing all the time. And while I really appreciate those pages, it's just not who I am. And I'm in it for the long haul. I'm going to be here for quite a while. You guys are stuck with me. So because of that, I'm going to be all over the place. I'm not just going to have one topic I do all the time, which I actually prefer on videos that I watch, so maybe that's part of the deal too. But so I just subscribed to Dia and Co. The first box is coming soon. So that'll be fun. I will try those clothes on for you, and we'll see what we think. We'll see what this stylist of mine has put together. And that should be coming soon. As soon as it gets here, that day I will film it, edit it, and put it up, because I'm that excited about trying on these clothes for you. See what you think. I'm trying to try new styles and not just wear baggy t-shirts and jeans all the time. Then we have the vintage cookbook collection video. And now I'm going to do the rosary one. I'm halfway through my first coffee of the day, so I'm not very alert yet. But those are some of the things that are coming to this page very soon. I wanted to start going over the patience part. The definition of patience is the capacity to accept or tolerate delay, trouble, or suffering without getting angry or upset. Obviously, we're all human. I think we're all going to get impatient at times. But if you're like me and it affects you in a really negative way, then you might want to pay attention to this video. I found this quote, "Patience and fortitude conquer all things," by Ralph Waldo Emerson. The first thing I found about becoming more patient is to spend a day doing tally marks. Just make a slash every time you feel like you're being impatient. This will help you become aware of how impatient you really are, and it'll give you a chance. Once you become aware of how impatient you are, it'll give you a chance to work out an alternative reaction. The other thing is figure out your triggers. For me personally, if things don't happen on my timeline, if I feel like someone is incompetent and I have to keep explaining something to them, I lose my patience, which is very difficult for me, obviously. One way that I'm really impatient, if I have an idea, something I want to do, somewhere I want to go, I'm ready for it right now. I don't have the time or the patience to wait. If I decide I want to do this painting, oh shoot, I don't have that color paint, I have to go buy that paint immediately, or I kind of freak out about it. Like I said, I'm a spoiled brat. I get it. But you know what? We're human. This is one of my flaws. If my husband says, "Do you want to go out to dinner?" and I say, "Yeah, I do," and he asks where, and I tell him, when I'm ready to leave, if he's not ready, I start getting real cranky about it. So those are some of my big triggers. Now for you, it might be similar. It might be sitting at a red light. It might be telling your kids over and over and over again to do the dishes and they don't do them, or telling them how to do the dishes and they do them wrong, or you name it. There's all kinds of things that can make people impatient. Okay, so how do we calm down when we start feeling impatient? They say to take 3 deep breaths, which I do find actually works. What I try to do after reading up on this so much, I take 3 breaths where I breathe in to a count of 8, I hold it for a count of 8, and then I breathe out for a count of 8. And I do it 3 times, and that does really help calm me down. It helps cheer me up a little bit. Count to 10. That one doesn't work for me, but it might work for you. Try to remind yourself that things don't happen overnight. You're going to have to start small with this. It's a baby step process. And I just started on this, so I've got leaps and bounds to go with becoming a patient person. Okay, the next one is something that I have found works really well. Take a time out. I know we're not 5 years old anymore, but just give it a chance. Try to let because you're acting like a child anyway when you get impatient, right? What I do is I will set a timer on my phone for 10 minutes. And then I will go sit in a room by myself and do those deep breaths. I will play with my stress ball here And part of why my stress ball is a world is it's a fun way for me to remind myself that the world doesn't revolve around me. Just because I want to leave right now doesn't mean that people around me want to leave right now. Just because I don't like incompetence doesn't mean that other people have to give a crap, right? I mean, there's all kinds of reasons that you might need to use this, but get a stress ball. One of my things that I feel can really make me start getting impatient is if I feel my anxiety or my blood pressure going up, and they probably all go hand in hand, but I have found there's a bunch of different things I can drink that will help calm me down. This is one of them. I'm drinking it right now. This is watermelon water. They have a couple different flavors. This one is just pure watermelon water, and it's got a bunch of electrolytes in it. There are multiple studies that show that watermelon can help reduce high blood pressure, which I do struggle with. So when I'm feeling like that, I'll get some of this and drink it. Some other things that I like to drink, it's got to be cold for me to calm down. I'm not saying that warm tea doesn't soothe me, because it does. But when I'm feeling impatient and getting really tense, I need something cold to calm me down. So I've got the watermelon juice that I like. Also, cold tea. These are my favorites. I really like the pure leaf tea. A nice glass of cold water will help. Okay, remember what's important. In the overall scope of your life, does it really matter if you get through that red light a couple minutes earlier? Does it really matter if the dishes are done? Does it really matter if the guy in front of you in the grocery store is slower than you want him to be? No. When you're looking back on your life, on your deathbed, will you remember this moment? No, so it's not important. Not really. Try to remember that. Another fun one. I've tried this a few times when I'm going to bed at night, when I'm thinking about how impatient I am. Visualize yourself being patient. What will you say? What will you do? What will your body language be like? How will people react to you? Will they react differently to you when you're patient with them? Probably. Just try to remind yourself that there are other people going through things that are so much worse than what you're going through being stuck behind that slow person in the grocery store. You know, there's people, there's children being trafficked, there's starving children, there's animals that are being abused, and here you are pissed off because somebody's slow in front of you when you're standing in a grocery store full of fresh, good food, right? I mean, so that's one thing I try to do too, is get over myself a little bit. I think I might have mentioned before, I like to have a bracelet on every day. It makes me feel pretty because I don't look in the mirror, but I look at my hands and my arms all day. So having something pretty on my wrist makes me feel pretty. It makes me feel feminine and gives me something happy to look at. Because of that, I have 3 bracelets that are tied to patience. I've got this one. It says, "Patience allows lifetime to fall in place." So I've got this bangle bracelet that I wear. I've got one that says, "Listen." I try to wear this if I'm going to be around a bunch of people so that, I don't know, it just helps me kind of calm down and listen to people instead of getting impatient or talking a lot or being a pain in the butt or whatever. And then I've got this one that says "Quiet." And that also, I feel like, helps me with patience. So especially if I start feeling impatient and I'm wearing something like this, I look at my wrist and I think, okay, quiet down, calm down, take your 3 deep breaths. There's no point in blowing up on anyone, right? Try to remember that anything worth achieving in life takes time to achieve. Okay, you are not going, if you want to be more patient and you are watching this video right now, you're not going to be Miss Patient USA tomorrow. Maybe in a month or a year or a decade, but not tomorrow. Anything worth achieving takes time to achieve. Be patient with yourself. Did I just say that? I just said that to a bunch of impatient people watching. What I'm doing right now. Teach other people how to be patient. Learn how to be patient and teach other people how to be patient. Makes sense. It'll sink in more. That's part of why I'm doing this video. I need help. I need help with my patience. So even if this doesn't end up being some video that's trending on YouTube, at least I can watch it over and over again and get some advice that I put aside for myself. Try to teach other people what you need and try to remind yourself that no one is perfect. People don't know what you need. If it really aggravates you when you ask your kids to do the dishes and they don't do them, if you react in an impatient, angry way, they're not going to hear your message. They will immediately shut down and stop listening. So if you sit down with them at a time when you're not irritated with them about it and say, hey, this is like a really big deal to me, and when you don't do the dishes, it upsets me. It really puts me in a bad place for the rest of the night. They're a lot more likely to understand and listen and try to do what it is that you're needing. Try to find healthy ways to relieve your frustrations. Write in a journal. Go boxing. Do you have a punching bag? Yeah, I need one. I need a punching bag. My favorite, cleaning. If I'm really aggravated about something that I'm being so impatient about, I just start scrubbing things and I take my aggression out on the counter that I am scrubbing or the stove that I'm scrubbing, or, I mean, you get the gist of it, but cleaning is a huge one. Meditate. Go to yoga class, or there are a bunch of guided meditations on YouTube. I know you know what YouTube is because you're watching this right now. Do a search like guided meditation for patience or for calmness or something like that. A bunch of stuff will come up. Try to react with love. Instead of reacting with anger, react with love. I'm going to have to work on that one. Sit down and reframe the story. Reframe it. Try to look at it in a different way. Try to look at it. Look at the times that you've irritated other people. I'm sure there's times that other people have been impatient with you. And when you realize that you're not perfect and that you, in fact, irritate other people as well, it'll kind of help you get over yourself. Try to change your habits. If you absolutely hate the Sunday crowd at the grocery store, I know I do, ask the checkout person, hey, tell me when a really slow time of day on a Sunday is. And then they'll tell you. I've actually done that. They'll tell you when and go then. If you go during off times, yeah, you might have more people stocking shelves, but you're not going to have people buzzing around you trying to cut you off and snag things out of your cart or whatever. Be realistic. We tend to overbook ourselves. All right? Remember that you cannot fast forward time and you can't make people move faster. This is a really good one because if you have your plate so full that you have too many things to do, you will get quite a bit more impatient with other people. You will get mad at the slow person in front of you on the road or those kind of things. And they didn't overbook your schedule. You did. Practice gratitude. Get a gratitude journal. Write down all the things that you're grateful for each day. Try to concentrate on what you're grateful for, what you're happy about, what enriches your life, instead of concentrating on that which irritates the ever-loving crap out of you. So with gratitude journals, you can just write in a regular notebook, a spiral notebook that you have lying around at home. You can buy a gratitude journal. I just got one. I'm waiting for it to arrive still. There goes my patience again. Little side story. I bought this gratitude journal on Amazon a week ago, and it said it would be here 2 days later. And it didn't show up, and I went to go check, and it said it was delivered. Well, no, it wasn't. So I went online. I said this was not delivered, but it says it was. And they said, oh, whoops, the carrier said they delivered it, and they didn't. It was a mishap, and we'll get it to you in the next 24 hours. Okay, great. So they said, if it doesn't arrive, let us know. 24 hours goes by, still not here. So I let them know, and then they said, oh, okay, well, we're just going to ship you a different one entirely, and now it'll be here Monday. You're saying this to a very impatient woman. I am not pleased. But I'm trying to be nice about it. I'm trying to step outside of myself. Is it really that big of a deal? No. Remember, here we go, that it's not about you. If this package did not arrive on my doorstep, is it really about me? No. The delivery guy probably read the address wrong and delivered it to someone else's apartment, and they are now practicing their gratitude. So maybe it's making the world a better place. Try to embrace that which blah, 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 blue. Try to embrace that which is uncomfortable. Uncomfy things tend to be the things that you learn the most from in life. If it was comfortable, you wouldn't be learning anything. Decide beforehand not to be impatient and to be happy. I've been trying this lately. When we're going out somewhere and I know that it'll take a while for us to get in the car and actually leave after I'm done getting ready, I'll start looking at my Instagram feed or playing a game on my phone, and I'm finding that I stay calm and I'm a lot more patient with my husband. I know that that's a trigger of mine now. Now that I'm aware, I can just try beforehand to keep it from happening. There's a quote that I read that I thought was really beautiful. I have just 3 things to teach: simplicity, patience, and compassion. These are your 3 greatest treasures. By Lao Tzu. Isn't that beautiful? That is it for my patience tips. Thanks for being patient with me and watching the whole thing. Let me know down in the comments. Do you struggle with patience? Well, good morning. It's Sunday morning, and well, as you can see, I've got laundry to fold. I've got more laundry to do, and I just slipped out of the shower. Well, I stepped out of the shower. So I got my little hair towel on. I love these things. Sundays are kind of a pampering day for me. I know I already had a lot of pampering this week with the massage and the facial, but every Sunday I pamper myself a little bit more. If I'm going to do a face mask or a hair mask, or I'm going to shave my legs or whatever, it's always on Sunday. So here's my mug for today. Just a pretty, green's my favorite color. So the best part about my shower is that I was listening to Stevie Nicks. Do you guys like Stevie Nicks? I love Stevie Nicks. My husband took me to see a Frida Kahlo exhibit at the Dali Museum. I will never paint like Frida Kahlo. I love her paintings, but it's not something that I feel is going to come out of me, right? But it was so inspiring. I got in the car after we had looked at everything, and I just couldn't stop thinking about how much I loved it. Okay, so here's a picture of me at that event. You'll see how happy I look. I couldn't stop thinking about how inspired I felt. And I got in bed that night, and of course, I could not fall asleep. All I could think about was how badly I had to start painting again. Just burning in me. had to come out. All this creative energy that I hadn't felt in a long time. At probably 3 in the morning, because I just couldn't sleep, I was looking at all these paintings on Instagram. It's one thing I love doing when I can't sleep. I'll go on Instagram and just get lost in pictures of whatever. It just hit me like a bolt of lightning. I need to do acrylic and I need to do abstract, which is is somebody who did more realistic looking paintings that were watercolor. This was kind of a shock to me, but it just hit me, and it just, I had to paint. I had to paint again, so I started painting again, and I've been on fire ever since. I mean, painting a lot. Now, when I first started doing the acrylics, I was painting on paper, and it was just so much creative energy coming out of me. I couldn't contain it. I was doing anywhere from 5 to 10 paintings a week. It was just flying out of me. I couldn't slow it down. It was just, I felt manic or something, except I'm not bipolar. So I couldn't figure out, but now I know what it feels like, right? And I was trying to get into this art show, and the painting had to be on canvas. That was when I started painting on canvas, which I really genuinely love. But I did find that with canvas, well, not only is it more expensive, but with canvas, I'm able to put a lot more time and love into each painting. So I'm not going to say that the paintings are better, but they're kind of better. I don't know if that makes sense. So the painting I'm doing today, I've been thinking about for probably 3 weeks. Now that I've settled into doing art, I like to marinate on paintings for a while before I actually do them. I don't know if I'm ever going to sell paintings to anyone other than friends or family. I don't know if I will ever make it as an artist. And for a while, I was really worried about that. And now, I just don't care. I love it. I'm doing it because I love it. I would like it if people started buying them, or I would like even just giving them to people, because especially the canvas paintings, they take up a lot of room. And after I move, not only do I want to keep doing canvas paintings, but I want to get big, you guys. I want to do the big paintings. 4 feet by 5 feet, that kind of stuff. Right now, I'm trying to stay smaller. I think the biggest painting I've done is 20 by 20. I don't want to get any bigger than that because I'm moving. I have to figure out how to move these things with me, because the chances of them selling before I move in July are pretty low. I think everybody should be an artist. And I know that sounds crazy. Art is so beautiful. And even if people don't want to be a painter or a drawer, there's plenty of other kinds of artists. There's pottery, there's basket weaving, there's dancing, singing, acting. I just think the arts are so beautiful. I think or writing, it's so beautiful to be able to express yourself. It's nice to be able to let whatever it is out. And I think I've said a few times, maybe I haven't mentioned this, I'm really not a religious person. I feel spiritual but not religious. For me, church is an art museum. Or maybe any kind of museum. There's something so inspiring and beautiful about history. So then you throw art into it, which is usually in any museum anyway. There's always some kind of art there. But, that's church to me. That's my inspiration. That's what keeps me going in life. That's what makes me feel connected to a higher power. Yeah, I know. I probably sound crazy. And that's okay. I don't care. I am who I am. I am unapologetically me now. And I want you to be too. I don't know what's going on. We're all just so sorry for who we are. Why? I'm done. I don't want to apologize anymore. I'm one of those people who has started a fourth of every sentence that I've uttered in my life with "I'm sorry," or ended it with "sorry." It's so silly. So what about you? What inspires you? What makes you feel moved? Tell me, I want to know. To me, this kind of stuff is just so fascinating to me. What moves you? What inspires you? Marie Kondo, are you proud? Okay, there's one other thing I need to talk about before I wrap this up today. Did you guys see the part 2 of my video where I was talking about my grandma's beauty secrets? My grandma passed away years ago, and I think she came to visit me in that video. So I'm sitting there talking about her beauty secrets and throwing in some things that I do too. And all of a sudden, I see this white light fly by me. And I hear a whoosh. And I thought, am I losing my mind? Was that a ghost? I thought, no, I'm just losing it. Okay, so in the video, I stop and I'm just sitting there, what was that? And I'm just stunned, so I'm sitting there for a while. And then, so I edited that part out because I don't want to bore people with me just sitting there not saying anything. And then I say, did you see that? So I figured the whole thing would just get edited out. Edited out. And so I didn't really make a whole lot of it. I recorded the video on Friday night. And yesterday I was editing it. Why can't I say that word, you guys? This isn't difficult. And you can see it. You can actually see this white orb fly by me. What do you think? Was it her? What else could it have been? Whoa, right? I guess maybe she wanted me to know she's here and I wasn't listening, so she kind of slapped me upside the head. I don't know. That was, so I had a very hard time going to bed last night. I could not stop thinking about it. If it was her, which I'm pretty sure it was, that means there's an afterlife. Whew. Mind blown. I mean, we all like to think there is one, but when you actually get a visit like that, and I've had experiences in the past, but never on camera where you really can't question it. Like, you could see it go by. So if you're interested in that, but you're not interested in the video itself, go to the video. It's called Beauty Tips and Anti-Aging Secrets My Grandma Taught Me, Part 2. You don't have to watch the whole thing. It's like right around the 5-minute mark. So if you're interested in paranormal stuff, go check it out, because holy crap, I think that was my grandma. Now I'm wondering, if anybody who's not brand new to this channel, which I'm at this point assuming if you're watching Sunny Sundays, you've probably been watching these. My mom and I are going on that road trip when I move to Vegas. And it's her mother that I'm talking about. Will she make an appearance on camera? Because we were going to do a bunch of vlogs on the road. I love road trip vlogs, so obviously I'm doing one. And thank God my mom is really cool about it and open with being a part of the road trip vlogs. So wouldn't that be something? I mean, I'm not expecting it, but I'm kind of hoping. I guess we'll see what happens. I'm trying to do some of the self-improvement videos. Like I said, I'm not an expert on this stuff. These are all things I'm trying to work on, and why not try to help other people work on them too? I figure if I do a bunch of homework on different topics, why not share what I've discovered with you guys? Some of you might not have the time to do that. So that's what I'll be doing on these Sunny Sunday videos, probably, is a lot of that. And maybe going, doing some purges, because there's a lot of that coming up. And then when my mom and I go on the road trip, you'll get a lot of fun stuff. What I might do with that one is turn it into a road trip day 1, day 2, day 3, so on and so forth. And my goal is to make those videos a little bit long. That's the one thing I don't particularly care for. I love road trip videos, but they're always so short. I want you guys to be able to come with us. We might be driving through areas of the world that some of you can't see. I've never seen any of the places we're driving through. This entire route is places I've never been. So why not take you along? Why not let you see these areas too? I mean, how fun, right? Okay, so you guys will get to go with us. I'm feeling a little emotional still about my grandma. There's really nothing to be sad about, though. At least I got to have a grandma like her. If you made it this far, can you let me know? Leave me a flower emoji in the comments, just so I know, since her name was Rosemary. All right, well, thank you for watching.